Yo, what's good? So I just caught SportsCenter on ESPN, and the entire panel was absolutely losing their minds about multiple massive and interconnected stories involving the New York Knicks that have fans simultaneously excited about potential blockbuster roster additions while also processing some genuinely concerning injury news and revisiting dreams of landing a generational superstar. There's updated seismic reporting emerging that the Knicks' pursuit of Dallas Mavericks athletic center Daniel Gaffford is genuinely getting closer than ever to becoming reality. And the SportsCenter crew is going to break down comprehensively why this deal makes so much sense for both organizations and how Daniel Gaffford would fit perfectly into New York's championship contending roster. But before diving deep into that Daniel Gaffford trade speculation, the analysts absolutely had to revisit the Giannis Antetokounmpo situation that everyone is still talking about because new details have emerged. The panel emphasized that while discussing Daniel Gaffford trade scenarios, they have to talk about the Giannis situation for all listeners and watchers who have no idea what they're referencing when it comes to Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Knicks' pursuit of the Greek freak. Let the SportsCenter crew enlighten everyone really quickly about what's been happening with Giannis and the Knicks' genuine interest. According to respected ESPN insider Shams Charania's reporting, New York emerged as the only team that Giannis Antetokounmpo genuinely desired outside of Milwaukee during the off-season period. That's what sources directly told ESPN. The Knicks and Bucks engaged in serious trade talks for a window of time that was approximately 2 weeks. A 2-week period where the Knicks' organizational leadership knew definitively that Giannis wanted to play in New York. The Bucks knew it too. Serious conversations were actively happening. Concrete offers were made and exchanged, and while nothing was ultimately finalized, the Knicks apparently legitimately had their shot at acquiring one of the best players in basketball. Hey, what's up everyone? Before we dive into everything I have for you today, I need to ask you something that takes literally 1 second but makes a massive impact. That like button right there? Hitting it right now would help me more than you could imagine. I know you're eager to get into all this content, but real quick, just smash that like button. It's such a simple thing. By the way, real quick, if you're a Knicks fan, check out this insane Knicks cap popping up on the screen right now. It just went on sale until the end of this week, so this is the perfect time to grab yours. And right below, you'll also find other official Knicks products that are absolutely insane. Just click the card that just appeared. Now, let's get back to the video. But it's honestly the biggest way you can support this channel and help us reach more fans who are hungry for this kind of content. Trust me, every single like pushes this video to more people. So do me that quick favor right now. The panel brought in New York Post legendary basketball reporter Mark Berman to discuss the Giannis situation comprehensively and what the reality is moving forward. When asked whether Giannis will realistically at some point join the Knicks, Berman stated he doesn't think it's going to happen this current season, unfortunately. Berman noted it was genuinely depressing to watch the Knicks face the Bucks recently and see Milwaukee play so well, and that young point guard Ryan Rollins looks like the real deal, providing legitimate help. If Giannis sees quality pieces around him emerging and developing, that makes Milwaukee more appealing. The Bucks are now over 500. And although Giannis is currently dealing with a knee injury, the guy is averaging an absolutely ridiculous 32 points per game and is leading the entire league in scoring over 30 points nightly. He's even shooting 50% from three-point range. Granted, he only attempts 2 per game, but that's still remarkable efficiency. His free throw shooting is back up to approximately 63%, which isn't what it was during those disastrous playoff performances against the Nets, when he couldn't hit free throws consistently, but he's clearly at the prime of his career, playing as good basketball as he's ever played in his life. Berman emphasized the knee injury is a little scary right now, but if the Knicks can make a deal happen, they absolutely should pursue it aggressively. The concern with Karl-Anthony Towns, according to Berman, is that despite having wonderful regular season numbers, it's ultimately only about playoff performance. If Towns has one really horrible game in a playoff series, It could genuinely cost the Knicks that entire series, and it did happen against Indiana, where he had one hellacious poor performance. Sometimes Towns withdraws from contests and doesn't make the expected impact. Berman remembered being very concerned watching Towns be so uninvolved in a Minnesota Game 7 second-half loss. So it's all about the playoffs, and Giannis has already won a championship. Giannis is never going to back down from the moment. He's never going to back away from competition. Every single playoff game, Giannis is going to be absolutely terrific and elite. Berman doesn't have that same confidence about Towns. He thinks Towns could have 5 of 7 very good games, but those 2 games where he's not good will absolutely kill the Knicks' championship chances. So if the Knicks could execute a deal centered around Karl-Anthony Towns, and Berman hates to see Mikal Bridges go as well, but Giannis is so remarkable that if you genuinely want to win a championship, you probably have to make that move. Berman doesn't think this current Knicks team could beat the elite Western Conference teams. There are like 4 teams in the West that could beat the Knicks in a playoff series. The Knicks might be the best team in the East because of injury situations affecting other contenders. But in the Western Conference, Berman doesn't see the Knicks beating Oklahoma City. Even Minnesota poses problems. There's Denver. The West is just too stacked. Berman genuinely thinks the Knicks have to make the Giannis move if they want an NBA championship. And that's what everything should ultimately be about. When you fire Tom Thibodeau, it means you're explicitly saying, I don't think we can win the championship with him as coach, so you're going to have to bring in someone else. And Berman thinks that someone else even better than Mike Brown's coaching would be adding Giannis as a player. If Giannis comes to New York, the panel discussed how Adam Silver would absolutely lose his mind in the best possible way. The Knicks are already so attractive given all the moves they've made, but bringing a player like Giannis to New York and the power that he brings would almost change the entire dynamic of the NBA in a fundamental way. The SportsCenter crew completely agrees they want that move to happen. The only concern is understanding how Leon Rose operates. He's not going to gut the entire team just to acquire Giannis. It's going to have to be Giannis also formally requesting out of Milwaukee, while the Knicks simultaneously pursue him aggressively. Berman agreed that Giannis has to force Milwaukee's hand, and as a result, the trade package doesn't have to be quite so sensational or overwhelming. The only way Berman sees trading someone like Donovan Mitchell is if you get multiple first-round picks to build up draft stock so you can construct a comprehensive package for Giannis. But now, let's transition to the Daniel Gaffford situation, because this deal is genuinely getting closer to reality. Daniel Gaffford represents exactly what the Knicks desperately need: an athletic rim-running center who can catch lobs, protect the rim defensively, and provide energy in limited minutes. With the Dallas Mavericks in complete disarray following the Nico Harrison firing, and clearly considering a full organizational rebuild around Cooper Flagg, Daniel Gaffford has become available, and the Knicks have maintained strong interest dating back to last season. Gaffford recently signed a 3-year, $54 million extension, which makes the financials work reasonably well for New York's salary structure. Daniel Gaffford would provide the Knicks with exactly what they've been missing: a legitimate backup center who can spell Mitchell Robinson and maintain defensive intensity and rim protection. Gafford's athleticism and vertical spacing would be perfect for the Knicks' offensive system, particularly running pick and rolls with Jalen Brunson and catching lobs in transition. Defensively, Daniel Gafford's shot-blocking ability and rim protection would give the Knicks another elite defensive presence to throw at opposing centers and power forwards. His energy and hustle would fit perfectly into the Knicks' defensive identity that Mike Brown has been cultivating. The trade package would likely involve expiring contracts and potentially a second-round pick, maybe including a young player like Dalton Neck, who hasn't found consistent minutes in the rotation. If Dallas is genuinely blowing everything up and rebuilding around Cooper Flagg, they'd want to accumulate draft assets and clear salary, making Daniel Gaffford an obvious trade candidate. For the Knicks, acquiring Daniel Gaffford without surrendering major assets or future first-round picks would be an absolute steal that provides championship-level depth. There's also the Jalen Brunson injury situation to discuss. He's currently out with a grade 1 ankle sprain and hopefully returns within 2 weeks. But Berman expressed genuine concern about Brunson's health and durability. Brunson is on the floor constantly, sometimes trying to draw fouls but also taking a lot of contact. He's a small guy despite being stocky, and he gets knocked down a lot. Brunson has ankle issues, including missing 15-16 games last season with the same ankle. The upcoming road trip will provide answers about how this team functions without their captain. So that was the comprehensive Sports Center breakdown of Daniel Gaffford getting closer to joining the Knicks, the Giannis situation resurfacing with new details, and the Jalen Brunson injury concern.